You need to go outside?
Yo, welcome back to the Out the Box Show. I'm John Wallace alongside my co-hosts James Luffy and Rory Luke. And yesterday was great. Yesterday was an absolute blast.
It was a little too good for some of us.
The tailgate was an absolute success. We had a great turnout. Shout out to Christopher Dupre, who cooked a awesome Jack Daniels jambalaya for us. Shout out to Workbox for giving us some tents and ice chests and helping us get everything set up. And to the House Bar for hooking it up as well. I think everybody had a great time. Thoughts, guys? Beautiful day. Beautiful.
Tremendous day.
The parade grounds were popping.
Thank everybody for coming out and supporting.
Absolutely, dude. We the guys over at One Team, One Podcast stopped by and we were hanging out with them for a while. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to Zach Von Rosenberg carrying around the mic and basically doing a beat reporter setting. And
you know what? Shout out to you, John, because you're pulling through. Today's Sunday. John's hurting today, but he's got a smile on his face. He looks great.
Yep, you could say that. The shout out to the House Bar in Tigerland. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at Tigerland House. I think we're just going to do all the ads at the beginning.
Okay.
And make sure to follow them on Twitter at Tigerland House and on Instagram at House in Tigerland. And so you can see all of the deals that they post every day of the week. They have a new deal. Shout out to Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. The man, Blaine Loop we had a tweet that popped off a while back, and it was his map that he made of the parade grounds for all of whenever fraternities used to be able to tailgate on the parade ground. He wanted me to say that he was the one that made that map.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me at all.
That was the best map ever.
It really was.
And you know who else is the best ever? Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. Blaine wants you to know that if you need a place to rent, if you want to sell your home or buy a new home, he is the guy for you. Blaine is a tremendous LSU sports fan, football fan, huge fan. He couldn't make it out to the tailgate yesterday, but make sure to give Blaine a call, 504. I can't even remember the number right now. 504-858-0031. That's 504-858-0031. Call or text Blaine anytime. And shout out to and Keller Williams is an equal opportunity housing partner. Each office independently owned and operated. I'm rolling through it. Also shout out to Workbox. Call Martine over at Workbox. They will hook it up. We had a fantastic day. They were
incredible yesterday. They hooked us up big time. You saw the tents. We were themed with the color.
I'm pretty sure we actually got in trouble for that.
What?
For the Workbox tent.
Nah, bro, it's all good. But yeah, call Martine at Workbox. Luffy has his number on hand. He's looking at his phone right now to get it. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a 225 area code.
Yep, it is 225-343-4886. You've got to call Martine at Workbox. The porta potties out there yesterday on the parade grounds, they weren't Workbox, and they weren't just not as clean. They weren't as comfortable.
It wasn't
as the Workbox porta potties. Call Martine if you need anything. Luxury restrooms, porta potties, containers. You're redoing your house. You're getting a little repair on your house, and you need some containers or some storage stuff. Call Martine at Workbox 225-343-4886.
All righty.
Beautiful.
We have a massive announcement. We are going to have wide receiver 1, Kayshon Boutte, exclusive interview with him. We just recorded it. He is the Boot Crew NIL athlete, and he's coming on the Out the Box show once a month.
And 5 touchdowns already on the year through 2 games.
And he's playing phenomenally, as expected. So here's Kayshon. We would now like to welcome a very special guest to the Out the Box show. This is massive, a massive guest, LSU wide receiver, Mr. Kayshon Boutte. Boutte?
Yeah, it's all the same.
Kayshon Boutte. That's what I'm gonna roll with. The first and newest Boot Crew Media official athlete. We're absolutely pumped about this. And Kayshon, we're gonna talk football and all that, but how has the NIL stuff been for you and your experience with it?
The NIL stuff been great. It's a lot of good deals everywhere around the table, and you just kind of find what work best with you and what you love to do, and make money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that's been waiting. College athletes have been waiting on for a long time, and I think you being essentially the wide receiver number one and the face of the offense, pretty much. We're really happy that. One, we lucked out getting you to get to come on the show. I guess so do you use Match Point for the NIL stuff? Is that what you go through, or do you have like a firm that you're with?
I got somebody like managing all my stuff for me, so it's like a close family friend letting me know the deals, good deals, bad deals.
Kayshon, who do you think is more sore today? Me, I'm 24. I went out 2 nights in a row and tailgated all day yesterday, went to the game, went out after, or you who played a football game?
Oh, nah, you crazy. But yeah, probably the football game.
So, Kayshon, you're from New Iberia, you're from the state. How does it feel to represent Louisiana, and be able to put on a show for your home state and be that guy and follow up all those other great wide receivers who are from Louisiana playing for LSU?
It just felt good playing in front your city, your state, knowing that you from here and you represent Louisiana in a way, and it felt good working to be a next great receiver at LSU.
Also, how was last night? That was your first full stadium, and it wasn't super full, but it was the most people that have ever been in Tiger Stadium for you. How was that?
It was a good experience for me. First time seeing new things. I was pumped.
Yeah, it was exciting for us too, for sure.
Yeah, it was good to see the student section was packed, so that was awesome to see. Who are you watching today? Like, if you have time, are you watching Jamar? He had a touchdown earlier, and they got Jamar, Odell, Jets, everybody. Is there one guy that you're like really watching and want to keep up with throughout this year?
No, it's not. It's not really one guy I'm watching. I just watch football. Like, probably after this, I'm gonna go to the house and turn on the Vikings and Bengals game and watch them boys.
So, Kayshon, talking about the NFL, clearly you were building up quite a resume, being wide receiver one at LSU. We had Austin Deculus on the show a few weeks ago, and we asked him the same question: who do you want to draft you in the NFL draft?
I feel like I don't really have no certain team I want to be drafted to. It's just whoever pick me.
Yeah, that's what Deculus said. He said whoever will pay him the most money to play for him.
Facts.
And so I kind of want to talk about the infamous 14 reception game against Ole Miss last year. Was there a point later in the game where you're like, how the hell am I still open? Like, why am I not being covered? It was just absurd. It was like every time you looked up, you were just getting the ball. Was there ever a point in the game where you're just like, are they going to cover me or am I just going to catch everything?
Yeah, it was kind of towards the third and fourth quarter where I was wondering why they never changed their defensive scheme to at least try to get away to cover me, but they just stayed in their same defense the whole time.
I mean, if they're just going to do that, might as well slice and dice them. It doesn't matter.
Thanks.
So, Kayshon, let's talk a little stats. So, you have 5 touchdowns on the year so far. You had 3 in the first game. You were the bright spot in the season opener. How was Pasadena other than not coming back with a W?
Pasadena was good. It was good scenery, first time experience. It would have been better if we got the win.
So what are your goals as far as, touchdowns, receiving yards, going forward for the year?
I'd say personally, I don't really have no goals because when I'm out on the field, I don't want to think about what I need to do. I just play and let it come itself, like it just naturally comes. So I don't want to be too focused on it, and then it slip away from me sooner or later.
I think that's probably the best strategy as well. I just think that football is such a team sport that you have to be thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
Has it made a difference for you for Stingley and Ricks? They were out, kind of throughout fall camp. Them being back in practice, like full go. Does that help you? Does that challenge you some?
Yes, sir. Better looks all around.
Do you get them in one-on-ones? You ever show up on the tape on one-on-ones?
Yeah, I'm always going with them. It's competition every day. Competition Tuesday.
Hey, what's your favorite route? Four goes.
I really say I don't really have a favorite route. I really don't.
Whatever one gets you open.
Yeah, I just get over.
What about your favorite place to eat in Baton Rouge?
I gotta say Canes. I eat Canes a lot.
Okay, and we've asked like multiple people on the team this question, and it's who do you think? And we pretty much have come up with a consensus answer. But who do you think on the team can eat the most in like one sitting? Who have you seen? Because I know y'all always go to the team dinners and stuff. Who would just be eating so much?
I don't really know. I never looked for that at the team dinner, but I feel like it'll probably be one of the O line or D line.
See, everybody that we've talked to is pretty consensus on Austin Deculus. So next time you're looking, just be on the lookout, see how much he's eating.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rory said that if you took us three and Rory was a walk on for the Tigers while we were in school, and he said that Deculus could probably eat more than all three of us combined.
He probably could.
And so there's been a lot of talk about like the freshman wide receivers just from the media. And I just wanted to ask you, like, who are some boys that you like out of this freshman class, or who's like a real dog, or who's impressed you the most? Like, what are some names or people that you think are going to be like some great wide receivers, really help you out in that room?
I think all of them going to be great wide receivers, if you ask me. I mean, they kind of learning the game, adjusting to college football, but once they adapt to it, it's going to be a different ball game. And turn it up a notch.
What is your relationship like with, obviously the coaching staff had a lot of turnover. What is your relationship like with Coach Peets and Mangus?
I mean, our relationship good. As you spend time with coaches on and off the field, you kind of build a nice relationship, and it's just something that you look forward to. And I feel like it brings more energy on the field, and it's a closer bond.
Is there a game or a team you're looking forward to play this year? I mean, a team that like Auburn that maybe beat us bad last year that you kind of want to get back at?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for all the games, really and truly. Auburn, Alabama, all the good games.
Is your preparation, this might sound like a dumb question, is your preparation for, say, a team like McNeese the exact same for like when y'all play Bama? Do you do anything differently? Is your mind more right, I guess?
Nah, I'd say my preparation the same because you never really underestimate your opponents. I practice hard every week like it's an SEC team and like it's another great team. I don't like down look on my opponent just because they're a smaller school. Because at the end of the day, everybody got the same goal to win. So they come in with it and we got to come with it.
I have another question. So what was I going to say? Dude, it was such a good question. It was such a damn good question.
I'm not sure.
You can't get inside my head and think my thoughts.
No.
John had a rough day yesterday, Kayshon. He actually might be more sore than you. I saw him take a couple tumbles.
So how has just like the grind been? How are you feeling right now? I mean, I know the season's like just started, but fall camp's been going for a while. How's the body feel? Are you aching, or are you feeling pretty good?
Nah, body really feeling good. You just gotta take care of your body. That's really the main thing about it.
Oh, I got it. So was it difficult when Miles went down with the injury, swapping over to a left-handed quarterback? Does the ball come? I know the ball spins differently coming from a lefty as opposed to a righty. As far as like which side of the line you're lined up on, does that make a difference?
Nah, it really wasn't difficult. I feel like as a left-hand quarterback, the balls do come different, but as a receiver, you just got to focus and catch the balls. It's all the same thing, because at the end of the day, you still catching the ball. It's just coming a different way, so it's really all about focus.
What'd you think about Nuss? I mean, he's been really good. We went to practice one day. He's been really good in practice, and he got to play a little bit last night, and I didn't know if you had any relationship with him or what you thought of his performance as the backup.
Yeah, me and him got a good bond, and he a good quarterback, and he really gonna be one of the next greats throughout the process of his 3 years here.
He seems like he has like some swagger to him too, for sure. He kind of lets his nuts hang, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, he do.
What is your obviously Coach O is an awesome coach and a great guy. What is your favorite, thing to talk with Coach O about, or the funniest thing that he's done not football related?
I don't really know on that one.
Come on. I mean, come on.
I really don't.
All right. That's fine. Y'all got any more questions, boys?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
You're looking at him like you.
Nah.
Well, Kayshon, we are absolutely stoked to have you part of the Boutte Crew Media team, and to be coming on. You're going to come on, I think, the Out the Box show once a month, I think was the agreement, to give us updates on where y'all at during the season. Next time you come on, I need a Coach O story. All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we want to thank wide receiver 1 for coming on the Out the Box podcast. Phenomenal guy, best receiver on the team. I'll go ahead and say it. We're going to be chatting with him once a month. All right, let's talk about the actual game. Tiger Stadium was full.
The student section being packed, I was so happy to see that, because a lot of those kids haven't got that experience.
Well, no, neither one of y'all sat in the student section, huh? It was awful.
I didn't sit in the student section.
I sat in the student section,
but it was full.
I mean, it was absolutely jam-packed full, but getting to my seat was literally, there was nobody moving.
Good. I'm glad we had trouble getting to a seat.
Seriously, like if you were
That's how it's supposed to be.
If you were just to look at getting up the ramp, not when you walked into the stadium, but just getting up the ramp into the game, you could have thought we were playing Alabama.
I wanted to see you crowd surfing.
Honestly, I could have crowd surfed. The student section was packed. We were sardines in there.
It was beautiful.
And then everywhere else in the stadium was empty, but the student section was packed.
So the actual game, LSU played. It was great to see Tiger Stadium full, but the actual game, LSU won 34-7 against McNeese. I think the takeaways are that generally LSU is going to beat a team like McNeese by a little bit more. I think a lot of the same, feelings towards the football team. I don't think much has changed as far as people's mindset.
Yeah, and even if we blew out McNeese, I don't think a lot of opinions would be changed. But backup tackles on offense, and really that game was 7-0. The game was 7-0 for most of the game. We had how many kickers in college are kicking 57, 55-yard field goals?
Not many.
Maybe none. Really, he's the best kicker in the country.
I saw
he's going to get drafted this year. He's not coming back. He's not coming back.
I saw a pre-draft ranking, and he was the number 1 kicker.
He will go in the 3rd or 4th round.
Maybe not the 3rd, but yeah, 4th, 5th. He'll go on day 3.
I think with his leg strength and accuracy, he's going early. But so he kicks this
He'll
ridiculously
be the first
long
one off
field
the
goal.
board.
Yeah, and then they fumble the ball and just give us the ball like in the red zone, and so the game was really only 7-0 for the majority of the first half, and they weren't sharp, and the line looked like they got blown off the ball for the most part.
The defense looked well.
Yeah,
the linebackers were flying around. The defensive line looked great. I mean, the defensive line looked like an SEC team versus an FCS team, whereas the offensive line did not.
I think we had like 7 or 8 sacks, but the defense was good, but it's just that not a very good.
It's not what you wanted to see from the offense. You wanted to see more clicking and like a perfect drive. That's what I said at the beginning of the game. I just want to see a perfect drive.
Rhythm. And did Armani come back into the game? He had that great catch and run early on and was hurt on that play. I think that may have been his first play. Did he come back in the game? I'm not sure.
I don't think he did.
But it was good to see him out there. The freshman backs kind of look like the better 2 running backs.
Yeah. They look like they just wanted more. Yeah. And it was disappointing that we really didn't run the ball well again.
Yeah.
There's just problems along the offensive line, and we were down 3 starters, which is a lot.
We can't continue to be down these guys, though.
No, I think it was a precautionary thing, but those people need to play. We need continuity up front, and we need to be better.
So, Rory, do you think they need to play next week if they're good to go?
I think that yes, unless there's like serious injury. I think they need to play next week.
So how much of a difference is it making, you played O-line at LSU. How much of a difference is that? Is it helping them a ton to play that game against Central Michigan at home together as that 5 group that's going to be starting that next week when we have to go to Starkville, Mississippi? And they looked very good yesterday.
They did.
And they beat
much better than week 1.
NC State. So is it like those guys you're saying they absolutely need to play? It's going to make a huge difference.
I think that unless there's like serious concern, which there might be with one of the injuries, but if there's not serious concern and they were just kind of banged up and held out because it's McNeese, they need to play next week. McNeese is an FCS school. Central Michigan at least is a group of 5 school. They're an FBS school. They're a legit Division I school. So they'll be a better football team. It won't be as easy. It should be a win nonetheless, but you do need that continuity because we saw it in week 1. It just wasn't there. They weren't clicking together.
And on that same note, it didn't really seem like they were in a good rhythm getting the plays in and getting everybody lined up yesterday. And that to me is kind of concerning. And I haven't rewatched it yet, but it just didn't seem smooth.
No, it didn't.
And I talked about it last week, but that's pretty concerning here as we move into our third game of the year.
And I think one positive walking away on the offense was Jack Besh.
Yeah.
And you need to get him the ball and Kiner as well. Kiner looked really good.
Cover him. He's too fast. He looks like a receiver out there. And
it's kind of crazy that he was just a 3-star. I mean, the dude is really like a really good SEC player. It's honestly it feels like almost, I mean, I don't expect him to be Justin Jefferson, but it feels like that kind of situation where Justin Jefferson was a 2-star out of Destrehan and just kind of got overlooked. Where he just kind of got overlooked, but he looks like a serious contributor to this team.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with him next year because, he's definitely going to have to add some weight and some pounds to play tight end and to be down there blocking a lot. But as far as his speed on the edge, and there's going to be very, very, little linebackers in the whole in all of football that are going to be able to cover him. He's just too fast. He's a really good athlete. He's not sneaky fast. He's fast.
Yeah, he is. And I don't know. We have the skill position and the playmakers outside the lines. We kind of had what looks like a running back tandem come to fruition, which what we were not expecting. But, we're going to need people to run hard. And if it's going to be the 2 freshmen, it's going to be the 2 freshmen.
And defensively, who's our best who would you say our best tackler is after watching the first two games? Because I have one guy that's easily the best tackle, and he really looks like the only guy that really loves tackling. As far not the defensive line, but the linebackers, safeties, corners. Cordell Flott has been all over the place, making all kind of tackles. He was the best player on the defense yesterday.
Yeah, but him or Mason Smith. Mason Smith was destroying.
And he had a good game, but like Flott was up there on the line of scrimmage, taking out running backs, taking out receivers, play after play. That dude, I think he was almost getting like kind of shit on last year.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like at all.
He was.
He's not like some huge dude.
No,
he's not. He is our best tackler. He is our best tackler right now, and that's somewhat concerning still defensively for me. But it was good to see Flott play well.
Also,
and Major Burns had kind of a little bit of a bounce back game. He had a couple good plays as well.
It just was the right step on the defensive side of the ball. Like they played pretty much as well as you could play.
Yeah,
you're playing McNeese. They shut him out to the fourth quarter. It was your 2s and 3s are in. They're going to score a touchdown because they were still playing their one quarterback.
Johnny, you remember any of the game?
Yes. I know we got to see Nussmeier, and I think
that definitely means you definitely watched it. Now I know you watched it.
That's what I was going to say. Like getting to see Nussmeier, it's so important for LSU to go up big in games like this and get up so we can get him. Because we're not predicting an injury or anything, but we're one injury away from Nussmeier being the starter.
And he did look good.
And the way the lines looked, Max is going to take some shots.
Yeah.
Some of these better defensive lines.
I think you're right. Stepping away from the game, going into next week, I think what everybody's going to be looking at is the offensive line and the run game. If you can get that right, this is not a bad football team, and we know that. We know they have the talent on defense. Linebackers are still iffy play, but
yeah, and I would definitely say the jury's still out on the defense. They stepped it up a little bit yesterday, but like you said, we don't know about linebacker. We don't really know about safety completely. So if those two positions come along, that defense should be really good.
But I think what everybody's eyes are going to be on is the offensive line.
Definitely, it'll be interesting to see who plays this week on the offensive line.
And so
next week we have Central Michigan, another game similar to McNeese, and we asked Kayshon, the preparation's the same, right? So they're coming to Tiger Stadium. We need to be locked in. We need to put up a lot of points, and we need to not allow that many.
Who did they almost beat? Missouri. They almost beat Missouri the other day, and if I'm remembering properly, we lost to Missouri last year. So hopefully they're ready to play.
The spread isn't that crazy. The spread's 20.5.
Really? I didn't even have a line on the LSU game yesterday.
Yeah.
They don't even know what to do with us.
The spread being 20.5 is kind of worrying, but I also am not sure if I would bet 20.5.
So, and another thing, just kind of my last note is, we were talking about Cody Orgeron, the quarterback for McNeese.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of insane to think about that he, if LSU were to somehow end up losing, but, he would be responsible for his dad
losing his job. Yeah. Because if that would have happened, then he probably wouldn't have been able to go to the locker room after the game.
Yeah, Central Michigan did almost beat Missouri. They lost by 10.
Yeah, so that's the game that we're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to play.
Yep.
Show up.
So one note there: we're not doing a tailgate next week. I'm gonna be out of town unless y'all want to put one together. But we are looking to do it for a few more games. Maybe
Florida.
I think that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
maybe Florida. So we'll keep y'all posted on that.
And shout out to Chris for cooking everything. That was amazing. It was delicious. I probably had 8 to 9 bowls yesterday, at least.
And it was a 60 bowl pot. So
you
ate 6 of it.
Yeah, I had a lot.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, that's a real number.
I know, but me and John were in an argument about it. About how many servings
we had just enough.
I thought we had the right amount.
Yes, it was.
I mean, the thing is, you were blackout by the time.
I'm cutting this. All right, so let's get to the House Always Wins segment presented by the House Bar in Tigerland. The Seahawks are winning right now. We're thinking they're going to cover.
John's a hawk.
And I had – who else did I have? Did I have a college game?
No, I had Oregon. Easy.
I picked Texas.
I had Oregon plus 14 points outright. They win outright. They destroy Ohio State. The game's not even close. And we had them plus 14. That is what we do on this segment, Rory.
Mine's still up. I had the teaser. I had the teaser with the Rams and the Chiefs. That will be come to fruition today. Next week, I'm headed with College Game Day, going to Penn State, and I'm backing the home team. Give me the Penn State Nifty Lions over the Auburn Tigers. The line, I've seen it anywhere between 4.5 to 7. Give me it at 7. Auburn has looked good, but they played 2 nobodies. I don't really think Auburn's that good of a team. Penn State's already had some tough games. They had to fight against Wisconsin, who's not a bad team. And they won last week as well. I just think Penn State's a better team here. Give me the Nifty Lions -7.
Okay, I'm going to pick the over in the Monday Night Football game tomorrow night. Raiders. And
Raiders.
The over-under is 50.5. Took the over -110.
All right. I'm going to take Virginia Tech +3 at West Virginia. I have no games yet up on my phone, so that might be changed. If I change it, we'll tweet it out. Like I said, Oregon, easy winner last week. We're going to continue to roll these through this year.
With Clemson and Ohio State, I mean, just hopping on this because we are a college football podcast.
Yeah, and Oregon can get in now.
With Clemson and Ohio State losing, who is going to make the playoffs? And Oklahoma really doesn't look that good. It's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a different year in college football.
If the Pac-12 winner is undefeated or has one loss, they'll probably –
I mean, I think they get – Oregon, even with a loss, will get in over Ohio State at this point.
Yeah, so if Oregon loses to
another Pac-12 team.
Yeah, it needs to be a good Pac-12 team.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be a good Pac-12 team that they lose to. Yeah, they can get in. I mean, the head-to-head, that was a huge game for them, and
they played well.
Yeah,
they showed
played
out
really well. I really thought that they would. I didn't think they would win, but 14 points was entirely too much because they were playing for their season. And yeah.
All righty. I think that about does it for the House Always Wins segment in our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please keep
shout out Cordell Flott.
Shout out to all of our great sponsors, the House Bar in Tigerland, Workbox LLC, and Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. Thank you all for coming out to the tailgate. We had a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to doing it again. And it was great to see Tiger Stadium full.
Go Tigers.